Hey, what's up, guys? It's your guy, Travis Yarbrough. Welcome to the first episode of the Travis Yarbrough Show. And I'm super excited to have the one, the only, the myth, the legend, Mike Shelton on the show today. Didn't want to do it with anyone else on the first show. We grew up together, both, grew up in the same neighborhood, same type of lifestyle. So really, man, just super excited to have you here, bro.
Man, I'm blessed to be here, bro. I've been called a lot of things in my life, but I ain't never been called a myth and a legend. That's fire. I'm excited, man. I'm grateful to be here, man. Thank you for letting me be your first guest, man. I see what you got going on, and man, you killing the game, bro. This is fire. I've been on some shows before, and they don't look like this. Like,
thank you, bro. Thank you so much.
We hanging out in the garage, sweating, patting our heads, and all that. No,
we're gonna be comfortable in here.
Yeah,
for sure,
man. Air conditioning hitting, like it's good.
Absolutely. So I just really want to touch first on the aspect of the show, what I'm after with the show, what we're here for, what we're doing. A big thing is promoting local business, man. We really want to promote local business. Got a lot of friends that own businesses. Want to help to see what we can't do for them. Another thing I want to do is just really promote helping and giving to our community.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be money. It can be time. Yep. There's so many ways we can give. Another thing that I really want to promote is my God. I want to bring God into everything that we do.
Yeah.
We're going to be promoting a lot of motorsports, a lot of cars. I love my cars. Just being kind and just doing life.
Yeah.
I just want it to be a little bit different than most of your podcasts. I really want to just see how many people that we can get in, bring them to God, show them what God has did in my life, show them what God has done in your life, and just keep on moving.
Yeah, man.
Just keep moving.
I love it.
So I want to start by, me and Mike Shelton, we met in the 7th grade at Kimmons Junior High School. We were both in the choir. It was awesome.
Shout out to Mr. Vincent.
Shout out.
Mr. Vincent. Yeah, buddy.
But just had some good times. Me and Mike both grew up on the lower end side of town. Pretty rough neighborhood growing up. Both of our parents, in both sides, both used. Both had drug issues. So really just really want to touch on what it was like growing up in Fort Smith on the north side. I want to kind of get into, what Mike has done with his life now. I'd like to start early as well, all the way back to Charlotte, because I know that's a big part of your life when you went there.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, Mike, why don't you just kind of tell us from, let's just start, let's start when you got out of high school.
Yeah.
And just kind of show it, tell us about your adventure from there through Charlotte and back home.
Yeah, man, again, appreciate you letting me being on your show, man.
Absolutely.
It's an honor.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah, man, like you said, bro, I was born in Fort Smith, raised in Fort Smith, north side of town, graduated Northside High School, 2001, went to Kimmons. I ended up moving away from Fort Smith. It's a crazy story. My grandmother told me, I'll never forget it. One day she said, "You need to leave. You need to get out of Fort Smith." And I was like, "This is all I know, Grandma. I don't want to leave Fort Smith." She was like, "You're going to end up in two places if you stay here." And I thought she's finna hit me with like a cliche, either going to be dead or you in jail. Like, I'm thinking she going to say that. And she said, "You're going to end up in jail or you're going to end up working at Whirlpool." And I got to looking at my life, and there's nothing wrong with Whirlpool at the time. That was actually the place in Fort Smith, Arkansas. If you was a kid, if you remember that, like, man, if you got a job at Whirlpool, you was rich. That's what I thought,
And if your parents worked at Whirlpool,
man, you was on.
You were rich.
You was on, yeah. And so, man, I got to looking at all my friends, and most of them were either in jail or they were working at Whirlpool. And again, nothing wrong with the Whirlpool thing. What I felt like I wanted to do and what I was called to do, I needed to get out of Fort Smith. And so I actually wanted to move to Atlanta, to be honest with you. I did music, and I was touring, and yeah, man. But I had a buddy of mine, the first person that ever flew me to do a concert, flew me to, it's called Asheville, North Carolina. And it's probably about an hour or so from Charlotte. And he was just like, "Man, you don't want to live in Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta. Move here. And he said, I'll move you here and I'll give you a job. You can live with me and all this type of stuff as you're building your career up." And so, man, I ended up moving to Asheville and then eventually to Charlotte. And that's when I started doing the music thing and traveling and touring and speaking. And all that type of stuff, man, and just met my wife there, had my son there. It's good stuff, really, to be honest with you. I love Charlotte, man. Like, I miss it, but I'm back in Arkansas now. I live in Bentonville. Moved to Bentonville, started a company up there with my brother Jesse, barbershop, Uptown Barber Lounge.
Shout out to Uptown.
Shout out. Yeah,
if you're in the area, stop by, get your hair cut. Nowhere better to be.
Come on now. And so, man, just really called to entrepreneurship. I've always been a people person, love people. I feel like that, you know, growing up how we grew up on the north side of town, man, we didn't have a lot of, never knew who my father was. You know, my mom had me when she was 16. To your point, you know, my mom used, she ended up dying from an overdose. She sold cocaine. I got put in foster care, and just never really had male figures in my life to truly help me to understand, like, hey, just because you're in this environment doesn't mean you got to participate and do and be what you see. You know, you can actually be better. And so, man, I always knew that I wanted to be better, though. You know what I mean? And not be a drug addict, not sell dope, not do all these things that I seen on a daily basis just in my own home. And so, man, I ended up just finding God at an early age, bro, just to be honest with you. And I wasn't a perfect Christian, still ain't to this day. You know what I mean? I have my flaws, but I always knew that God had a calling on my life and he set me apart, you know? And so I just, man, there was just always something in my heart that I longed for that. You know, it was bigger than me wanting to give in to what my parents were getting into, my cousins, my brothers, because they was all, you know, gang related and all just types of stuff, man. And just, there was just always something in me that didn't really yearn for that. It yearned for something bigger, and that something that I could chase, that I know that would give me validation that I was looking for, that would fill those holes in my life that I was looking for, and that was Jesus, you know. And so, man, God just kept his hand on me, bro, like my whole life, and he actually protected me, I felt like, from a lot of things, because even though I was brought up in those surroundings, if anybody wanted to coat check me, whatever you want to call it, I don't even have a record, bro. I've never even been in jail, man. Worst thing ever happened to me, I got put in school suspension with Mr. Key at Kimmons. You know what I'm saying? And so it's
been
just,
there.
Yeah, so it's just, man, I married, got a son, you know what I mean? Just trying to do what God has called me to do, and give back and inspire other kids like a young Travis or a young Mike that's out there that feels like they ain't got no hope, but they know that there's something else out there that's more than what they see every day, and they refuse to also live what's around them, and they want better for them. And so those are the people I feel called to, is to motivate, inspire, and reach people, man, and not just about me trying to get money or me trying to, you know, push my agenda forward, but push God's agenda forward and what he has for me. And that's why I'm grateful that God always kept me and you connected, bro. Because even when I was in North Carolina, like he kept us connected.
Always.
When I moved back, bro, you were one of the first people, bro, that literally reached out to me and was like, bro, like, I heard you back in Arkansas, man. Let's get together, and you know, and just always kept that connection. And so just
started coming for the cuts immediately.
Well, bro, you did. I'm telling you, hey, I ain't gonna say that one on camera, but he always looked out for me, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
I tip well.
He does. I would come back to Forest Mill just to cut her, just to cut you. But my point is this, man. It's dope just to see from afar, man. And now that I'm back in Arkansas, what God has done with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think a lot of people truly know your story. They see your glory, but they don't know your story. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so, man, well, we connected in 7th grade at Kimmons, man. It was just cool because I just remember you being this dude that, I just remember your hair, bro. You ain't got no hair now, which we both don't. We're old now, but I just remember you always having like that M in the front of your bangs. You had that long hair.
I had that long bow cut, shaved all the way up to the top.
All the way up. All you wore was Michigan stuff. Like I remember yellow and blue. That's all you would wear.
Some Saints stuff.
Saints, yeah, man, and just choir, just
some
kicking.
FUBU.
Oh my God. Fat Farm. Remember all that? God.
All of it.
We was in the buckle. We was in the butt buckle strong. That's where they sold all that stuff. That's where your brother worked at, didn't he?
Yeah, he was at Journeys.
Journeys, yeah.
And he was at Journeys. He's worked several places at the mall.
Oh yeah, he bounced around the mall. He was
the mall worker for a long time. He started off at Harps at 16. So did I.
Yeah.
And then kind of went to the mall. Actually became managers at Journeys, and then and then kind of was the mall, and then got into the military and took off and did his
killing
thing.
the game. Shout out to Chris, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Chris.
But yeah, man. So God is good, man. Life is good, bro. Like life is good, man. I don't have no complaints, man. Just trying to take it one day at a time, not getting overwhelmed, not trying to do too much too fast, you know, and just letting God order my steps.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Absolutely. I'll kind of touch a little bit, you know, kind of starting probably 5th, 6th grade. I started using at a really early age. Started smoking first, you know, obviously, you know, even in the 7th grade, you know, I got my first charge, possession with intent to deliver, in the 7th grade at 13 years old. Always just, I really always had an issue with us not having much and seeing so many people that did.
Yeah.
I held a lot of hate towards my parents, and the fact that I felt like I wasn't being taken care of, which when now I look back and I see, you know, my mother was the strongest woman I ever met in my life. She had 4 boys, single mom, you know, doing the best that she could do.
Yeah.
My dad never really was there on that type of level. He was a loving father, and he was there for me. Just he was bad in addiction and just not on those levels. So, you know, I was very resilient growing up. Never did what I was told. Just kind of always carried my own way. You know, really it started. And this is the honest truth. You know, 7th grade, played basketball.
Yep.
You know, my mom came home with Spalding shoes, broke my heart.
Yeah.
You know what
and
I mean?
no Jordan symbol on it.
So I quit and figured out a way real quick to go get me some Nikes.
Yeah.
And that's where it all, you know, that's where it all started. And that led all the way through junior high. I pretty much gave up at school in the 8th or 9th grade, which I'm extremely ashamed for. But at the same time, when I say I'm ashamed, I'm extremely thankful for my past and thankful for the things I went through, because I can guarantee I would not be where I am today here.
Absolutely.
Growing up, also, my grandmother, Mildred Yarbrough, was a huge impact in my life. She's the one that took me to church, was always telling me about God. My grandfather, Tommy Yarbrough, which was her son, he was probably the biggest mentor in my life. He was a very good man. I always wanted to be like him, hard worker, own Yarbrough's transmission. Spent a lot of time with them on the weekends. Most of them, you know, usually every weekend would be my dad's weekend, but a lot of times he'd be running and gunning, so my grandparents, you know, would take care of us. But yeah, I got up through, you know, 10th, 11th grade, continued selling drugs, continued staying in trouble. That's when I got kicked out of school. Did not finish, you know, high school, but I did get my GED in the penitentiary.
Yeah.
At 19 years old, I was federally indicted for drug trafficking, money laundering, and distribution of methamphetamine. Went and did federal time. Got out, and honestly, you know, came to work at Stainless Innovations at $8 an hour.
Yeah.
And the rest has really just been, you know, just working hard. I learned so much.
Hold on, pause right there, though. You said, because I just want people that, because, you know, a lot of people know your story, but there's going to be a lot of people watch this that don't understand. I want you to say that again, that you started, where at for $8 an hour?
I started here at we're actually in the Stainless Innovations building.
Right.
I started here at Stainless Innovations in Fort Smith, Arkansas, fresh out at $8 an hour.
So what is your title now at Stainless Innovations?
I am the only owner, CEO of Stainless Innovations.
That's fire, bro.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, I need people to truly understand it. I don't think people, again, man, like it's an old saying, I said it earlier, people know your story. They know your glory, they don't know your story. They don't know, bro, that like you started at the very bottom and you can do every job in this place, in this building.
I can do absolutely everything except I'm not an engineer. I can't draw.
Right.
But there's nothing else that
but you're paying people that can draw now.
I've got the best engineers in the country.
But that's what I'm saying. I think. But what I'm saying is because there's people that's going to watch this, and they're going to think that you inherited this company.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like they don't understand. It's like you got a record.
Yes, sir.
And us growing up, we called it an F on a report card, felonies. You know what I mean? And most people that did the time that you did had the charges that you got, bro, when they get out of the penitentiary, it's a revolving door. They come out motivated, they want to do better, but then, bro, they end up going back within a year.
Well, it's just so difficult.
Yeah,
And I
talk
see
about
the
that.
difficulty about it as well. You know, the difficulty is I got out and I came to work at $8 an hour.
Right.
You know, Lena Yarbrough, who's my wife now.
Shout out to Lena.
We've been, yeah, shout out. I couldn't do anything I do
Shout out
without
to
this
Miss Lena,
beautiful
yeah.
woman. She's my rock. She's my everything. My family is my everything. Everything I do for my family.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that you know, same thing with my brother Chris. He's a great dad, great businessman, great. Man. You know, we're just trying to change our family tree.
Yeah, y'all are doing that.
Absolutely. We all just try to do what we can. Tyler, my little brother, works here as well.
Shout out to
you know,
T.
He's a hard worker. Does a lot for the community, a lot for kids, a lot for the youth. He was at the Boys and Girls Club for years. Just a great guy.
Yeah.
We've really changed what we came from.
Yeah.
You know, I've got one other brother, Corey. You know, he's still battling. He's back in the penitentiary now. We're still working on him.
Yeah.
He's a lot like my dad. You know, just slow learner.
He'll get it together.
But he will get it together. But yeah, just you know, from there, you know, got out, came to work here at $8 an hour. I really just worked and did everything I was ever told to do, man. I was the last one to leave, first one to come. Many people around here told me I would never own the place.
Yeah.
You know, it just drove me. And I always
was that part of your vision though? Like when you was back there making $8 an hour, when you was doing all the shining and all that stuff?
Everything I've ever did in my life, my vision is to be the best.
Yeah.
Just like when I was out there slanging and banging.
Yeah.
I did well at it. Everyone knows it.
Right.
You know, that's what got me in the most trouble is me not having anything growing up and then starting to be so successful at it. I start having all these things.
Yeah.
And I'm just flaunting everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, hey, y'all used to hate on me, pick on me. Well, look at me now.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a lot of the reasons why I got in trouble.
Yeah.
Which I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for getting in trouble. I'm thankful for my time that I spent. I really found God in prison, majorly. You know, I touched on this the other day. Me and Braden, we were, you know, shooting some content, and you know, I read the book from start to finish while I was in the penitentiary.
Talking about the Bible?
The Bible.
Okay, cool.
From start to finish.
Yeah.
I can't hardly remember any of it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just now in my life now to where I'm starting to understand. I'm starting to learn how to listen to God, for one.
Yeah.
Which used to I would listen to it, and I'm just speaking real talk. I would think it was craziness.
Yeah.
Like, who's talking to you? Come on, man. This guy ain't talking to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now when I feel him inside of me, when I feel, you know, him working in my life, I understand now, and I've learned how to listen to him and let him guide me, you know.
Step us through that process, though, bro. Like, for somebody that's watching this and hearing, say, man, I want to hear God's voice. What do you do to get yourself into that place to where you can hear God, though?
I had to put him first and really, really, really put him first.
Yeah.
And shut my mouth and listen.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy how
and
that
ask.
works? Isn't that crazy how that works when we just
If
shut
you
up
ask,
and just listen?
You will receive.
You know, my grandma used to tell me all the time. My grandma nicknamed me the mouth of the South. And she said, baby, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. You need to listen double than what you talk. You know what I'm saying?
I believe I was told to shut up probably about 2.4 million times growing
in a day.
Because I asked more questions. And that's my thing is I never really got the answers to my questions I was asking my parents.
Yeah.
You know, it was more of, you know, just, you know, move along.
Man, for sure. Dude, you said something, man, and I just really, when you was locked up, bro, I know because I have so much family that's been locked up, from brothers to my mom to my uncles to friends. I got an uncle right now that's doing 20. You know, when you was in there, because again, for most people, they don't get to do what you do right now. You know what I mean? But that they've all been in your place, or even people that's on this side of the gates now that's not locked up, bro. I want you to talk about, because I think this is important that people truly understand this part, is that when you was locked up and you were focused, right? Did you come up with, like, how did you have, obviously you had a vision for yourself. I think everything starts with a vision. Everything starts in your mind. Like, you see yourself doing this, that, and doing better and not going back to those same places. But, bro, when you was locked up and you knew you were coming home at a certain date and you knew you were doing well, bro, what did you do so that way when you, as far as game planning for your life, as far as the vision for yourself, because the Bible talks about in Habakkuk the book of Habakkuk, it says, write the vision down and make it plain, right? What did you do to have yourself so focused so that when you come home, that, you know, obviously you're talking about Miss Lena, your wife, who held you down to where it's like, yo, when I get home, I'm getting in there, I'm doing it. Like, what was your plan? Because obviously you had to have something. You just didn't like, all right, I'm free. Like,
You know, I really don't want to take credit for that. Really, I really want to say, what did God do?
Yeah.
What did God do in my life in there
What did he
to
do?
put me in those
Yeah.
positions? The first thing he did was he put me around. Shout out Dale Coven. Me and Dale spent a lot of time together. You know, reading, talking about what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
When we get out, it's kind of crazy because you know in there, you know, our pictures.
Yeah.
Our pictures are our life. So, man, when we meet someone new or we're chopping it up with somebody, we pull out our picture and we're just going through our pictures, man. We're
You know, you pulled in pictures
we
out the
get-
last time I was
oh,
here.
yeah,
You on the
absolutely.
yard. You got
I
to
should
show
have
some of
brought
them.
some in
They go,
here.
yeah, you was rocked up, and you was I mean, swole. You got to be careful how you say rocked up. They pause. But you've been doing some push-ups.
Well, all there was to do in there was work out.
Yeah,
So, you know,
yeah.
I knew immediately, you know, I went in there 130 pounds soaking wet,
Yeah.
6'4". And I knew that I was going to have to be able to handle myself if there was a situation. You know, I never really had, you know, too many problems at all. I always still had that hustle mentality. So I did hustle a lot in there at first, you know, especially food. You know, I got a job in the officer's mess, making $75 a month, which is the best paying job in the place. Super hard where you're feeding the officers.
Yeah.
So we were able to, you know, around 2 or 3 o'clock when the officers would slide out, we would act like we were shutting everything down and we would slide everything back up. So we would cook, you know, on chicken days, we'd cook out chicken. We'd cook chicken wings.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'd strap out and then go sell. So I was hustling hardcore food.
Y'all had a restaurant.
It was until I got busted.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I eventually got busted, in trouble. I actually lost 9 months good time, so I actually stayed in 9 months longer than I would have.
Yeah.
This was really the turning point. When I spent 90 days in the hole in segregation, I got to pick between either commissary, my visits, or phone. So I picked my visits. So I didn't get no phone or commissary for a year.
Dang.
Because I wanted to see my mom.
Oh,
I mean,
for
my mom
sure.
was coming.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I wanted to be able to see her. I didn't want to lose that aspect. Plus, if you really know what you're doing, all you got to do is throw some money on somebody else's books and they'll get your commissary.
They'll figure it out. Yeah.
All I got to do is get dude's phone number, phone digits, and I can use his digits on the phone. I'm going to call my people.
So if y'all are watching this, don't take none of this advice he just gave.
I think, well, they all got cell phones in there now, so they're super
they streaming
good.
us right now.
They're super good. So once all that happened, man, I sit in the hole and just kept thinking, man, I've got to stop all this, man. I've got to stop all this because this is what's causing all of my issues. So as soon as I got out of the hole, I got put into K unit, which at first when I started, this was at Texarkana FCI. Then that's when I met Dale, man. We started spending a lot of time together. We was working out together every day.
Now, who was Dale? What did Dale do? Say that again. I
So
didn't catch that part.
Dale Coven was also in there for drugs and guns.
Okay.
You know, he was also young like me, around the same ages.
Okay.
And now he owns Trinity Custom Homes in Fort Worth. Dude is super successful. We still talk a lot.
Yeah.
He's got a precious family.
Yeah.
We've gotten to go eat and enjoy each other and take our families out. It's just he was a big step. We don't get to spend as much time as we should, but just us watching.
Yeah.
The craziest part about it is, so we got these pictures out and we're looking at pictures, and this dude shows me this picture. And I'm like, bro, that water fountain is in downtown Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Dang.
And he's like, no way. And I'm like, yeah, bro, this is Fort Smith.
Yeah.
Well, his grandmother raised him. It was like his mother.
Mm-hmm.
So he calls her. Next day, he comes back to me. He's like, bro, that picture is in Fort Smith, Arkansas. My grandmother brought me to Fort Smith.
That's wild.
On a vacation.
Of
At all places.
Yeah, we're going to Fort Smith
You know
on
what I'm saying?
vacation.
So I feel like that little piece too kind of
Yeah.
joined us together. But yeah, me and Dale just, man, we read a lot. We talked a lot about what we were going to be doing, and he's honestly the only other success story from in there that I've seen.
Yeah.
I thank him a lot. You know, just for the talks and for the time. But yeah, once I got in trouble, when I come out of the hole, I knew, hey, I'm heading a different direction. God's got a plan for me. First of all, I want to get out of here, and if I keep messing up, man, I'm gonna keep losing all this good time, and there's no telling when I'm gonna go home.
Yeah,
because that place was not for me.
But I think what you're saying, bro, about Dale is a big example of community. Is that you had to find a different community of people to be around that was like-minded with your new goals, with the new Travis, with the new person that you were becoming, because you knew that everything that you once did got you in there, and everything you was trying to do, you wasn't trying to go back. So you ended up finding community with people.
Absolutely.
That was going
to,
that's not going to, come on, man, come on back over here and this and that. And,
absolutely.
And so God blessed you with somebody that was going to help push you to your destiny. And I think a lot of people, that's where they go wrong at. They get back with the old flame, the old people that they hung out with, and they end up finding themselves doing the same old again. And it's like a dog chasing his tail.
1,000%. God gave me a great car, got a couple great people in my car, and in prison, just a car. That's who you ride with. You're in the car with them. It's just like out here, jump in the car. You hear it all the time in there, jump in the car, let's go.
Yeah.
So, because it is very difficult not to go astray, not to, because we all stick with our races in there. It's what you do. It's what you have to do to survive. So it's hard not to click up.
Yeah.
And if you don't have 2 or 3 strong people around you, you're gonna have issues.
Yeah.
But yeah, so after that, I just really started focusing on God, started going to church in the church, which is also another, big thing you got to watch out, because for whatever reason, a lot of the bad, the pedophiles and a lot of other ones, that's where they go. They go to church, which they need God. But that's always been a tough subject for me. I'm just 1,000% against it. I'm unforgiving of it. And that's somewhere where I am having issues with, because as a godly man, we're supposed to forgive for everything, but that's one that's really, that's been difficult for me.
I'm with you. I don't mess with them neither. But we let God handle them.
Yes, and he will handle them.
Yeah, just for television purposes, let God deal with them.
Absolutely. But I will say, the penitentiary was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be where I am today without it.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people look out for me in there too. My mom did what she could for me. My brother Chris, shout out again, sent me $100 a month every month. And it's so difficult in there. If you have people that are locked up, if they do not have any income and they do not have money, it is impossible for them to even live in there. You can't eat.
Yeah.
You can't. You got to buy your own socks. You got to buy your own shirts. You got to buy your own boxers.
It's like real life.
It's real life stuff. You got to buy your own shoes. So
and it's funny you saying those. I got a money order right now in my truck. I got to drop off in the mail to my uncle.
There you go. You go.
Literally, he just called me the other day, and you can't wire it. You gotta do it the old school way. I'm like, I can't wire you the money. Like, you got to send him a money order.
It's all got to go the same place, one place in the whole country. So anyone out there that does have people that are locked up right now, man, even if you can send them $5 or $10, man, you would not believe how far this will take it. How far they'll be able to take that $5 or $10. But anything we can do to help, we've got to start giving the love back to them while they're in there. And that's another reason why, I'm just got, working on getting approved over here at Sebastian County right now, to go in there and start speaking, because we've got to get to these guys while they're still in the system. Because back to, how did you keep being straight when you got out?
Yeah.
The issue is, I get out, I'm making $8 an hour. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm working
what year
so
is this?
hard.
What year is this?
This was 2006, 2007.
Okay.
And my year might be off 1 or 2.
Okay.
So hard to remember all this stuff. So they need, when you get out and you're making $8 an hour, and after taxes you're bringing home $160, $170. And in your mind you can make a phone call, run over, pick something up, drop something off, make $2,500 real quick.
Yeah,
it's extremely difficult. And that's why we need support groups. And that's why I'm trying to get back into the penitentiaries, get to talk to these guys and give them support groups now.
Yeah.
Get jobs lined up for them. Because just think about it, just you sitting in prison and knowing, hey, I'm about to get out, but I've already got a job.
Yeah.
I've already got a place to live.
An address.
I've already got a vehicle. It changes everything.
Well, hold on, but with that, Travis, but this, because I know me and you've talked about this in the past. before you can even parole out, before you can come home, you got to have two things. You got to have an address and you got to have a job, right?
Absolutely. Well, you don't have to have a job.
All right.
So at the halfway house.
Okay.
So I took a drug program that got, there was a 1-year drug program that got mandatory 6 months halfway house. There's only one halfway house in the entire state of Arkansas. So I went there, and that's in Little Rock.
Oh, wow.
And I did start to learn some work. Because I got out, and this was my first job. Well, it was actually Splash Car Wash off Martin Luther King Boulevard in Little Rock. That's where I actually worked for the first 6 months when I was in the halfway house. But I kind of look at that as halfway house, not really, you know.
It's your transitioning back to society. Yeah.
It's all about transition.
Yeah.
It's transitional housing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did that. That started giving me some work ethic. Being used to getting up early every morning, because we had to get up extra early because about 10 of us had to go and jump on a bus. And they bussed us from place to place to place. And we had sack lunches. We weren't allowed to leave. We had to eat the sack lunches, which I may or may not have walked across the street a bunch of times to Taco Bell and Sonic and things. I can't really, you know. But after 2 weeks of being there, after 2 weeks of having a job, then you could get a vehicle brought to you. So I was able to, I had one of my mom's friends, Laura, shout out to Laura, brought me an old Ford truck up there, and I had me an old beat up Ford truck to drive around. But I was so happy about it, man.
Like a Bentley.
So happy about it. And then I was actually able to give a few other guys rides to work too. So it kind of, you know, it worked out well. But that's where I learned my work ethic. And then when I came back here and went to work here, man, I did everything it took every day. I worked whenever someone told me to work. I never had a bad attitude. I just did everything, you know, everything I could. And it took me 14 years to get me in the position to buy. I worked myself up to vice president. Purchased 6 years ago. Paid the company off a year ago. We're 100% debt free. I'm 100% personal and business debt free.
That's awesome, man.
I say that me and my brother's got some properties that we bought together that we owe a little money on, but that on that side, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all the debt I've got. But just really, I'm just so thankful for God where He's put me, and now He's put me in this place to where I can reach out. I just really want to inspire people, man.
I think your story is inspiring, though, bro. I think your story is telling people, look, you got to trust the process. You know what I mean? Because we live in a society, bro. I've always called it the fast food society, where we want it now. Mm-hmm. We don't want to wait for nothing. And, bro, you stayed down, bro, for how many years you said until you...
It took me 14, 15 years.
Bro, most people don't even want to do 14 days.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just...
Yeah. It's hard.
This is
not easy, man.
No.
It's, you know, people really feel like my worst thing I hear is must be nice.
Well, it is nice.
It must be nice to see what we got now, but you don't want to go through what I went through to get it, nor do people want to even pay attention to what and how I went about it. Because it was very difficult to save all that money. Me and Lena lived in an 800 square foot home for, 8 years, paying her grandfather $150 a month.
Yeah.
Just saving.
Yeah.
And shout out to Lena for paying the bills for the first 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Taking care of me as I was paying. All my money was going to restitution for money laundering.
Yeah.
I was, just having to go through so much. And I really felt, it's very difficult as a man to sit back and allow your wife to pay all the bills.
Yeah.
When you were so used to always taking care of them.
Yeah.
Which, Stella was born 10 years ago. Shout out baby girl Stella.
Man, star.
Man, I love that woman.
She's a star.
That girl, she's becoming a woman.
She's a star, too.
So she hasn't worked since then. I let my girls do whatever they want to do when they want to do it. I do not watch what they're doing. I don't, I just let them, do their thing and enjoy life.
Yeah, I think, bro, you're able to do what you have to do that you're doing. Because obviously God, you've given your life to God. You give, bro. You're probably one of the biggest givers I've ever met in my life. You know what I mean? But I think the biggest thing, Travis, that's important that the people that are listening to this really should understand, and because a lot of people probably listen like, man, I want to do that. Like, how can I do that? And I think it really comes down to, bro, is a mindset. I think a lot of people mindsets is what's killing them.
How bad do you want it?
Yeah, and it's just like, bro, because we wasn't taught a lot of the things that we know now. We had to go through some stuff. We had to go through the mud. We had to get it out the mud. you know. But the thing about it is that it's all your mindset. Just because I was poor growing up, just because I was on food stamps, my mom sold dope, I didn't know who my dad was, blah, blah, blah. Bro, that don't mean I had to be like that.
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean? Like that don't mean that was meant for me. Like my mom chose to do that. You know what I mean? Like I chose not to. You chose to do that for a while, but then you seen what came with it, because every action is a reaction. There's always something that's gonna come with something. And when you say yes to this, you saying no to that. Yep. You know, and so bro, like I think that people, because this is what I believe. I truly believe that God has blessed us all with gifts, talents, abilities, that bro, that if we truly look inside of ourselves, that we can actually like make money off of it, bro. Like truly, like your gifting is business.
Absolutely. You
know how to run businesses, you know how to create businesses, you know how to start businesses. Bro, that is an anointing on your life. Absolutely. That's not something that you can go to college and buy. That ain't nothing that, bro, that is something that whenever God, the Bible talks about that, it says whenever I was forming you in your mother's womb, that I knew you. Not only did the Bible say that he knew us, that he had a plan for us, and that the plan was to prosper us, not to harm us, to give us a hope and to give us a future. Bro, we're all built with that inside of us. But then once we get into this crazy world, you know what I'm saying? Like when we get into this crazy world, that's whenever we start like, you know, choosing which direction we want to go. And a lot of times us that's been brought up in certain environments, we just feel like, well, this is what it is. Like this is the cards that I was given, and this is what my life's going to be. Bro, this is the crazy part. Bro, I never even knew I was poor till I went to one of my buddies' house who had a Nintendo. You know, I'm like, man, he rich. You know, like, man, they got air conditioning. Man, they got this. They ain't got fans in the window. Wow. You know what I mean? And like, bro, and I just remember, I'm just like, I went back to my house. I'm like, I don't even want to stay over here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hot. I got to wear deodorant to watch TV. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I'm over here still with the Atari. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm going to school smelling like weed. I don't even smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Had that problem too.
Yeah, you know, like, but my point is this, bro, is that I put on the mind of Christ. I put on this mindset. It's like, man, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. That I don't have to become everything that I'm seeing. That God will give me the strength. That God will open the doors. And bro, like the people that are watching this, it's like, man, if you've ever wanted to start a business, today's the day to do it.
1,000%. And it's not for the weak.
No.
But if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Right.
I feel like it's a lot of excuses when you say, well, my parents did this and now
I'm stuck. It is an excuse. It's a crutch.
No, you just stuck yourself because you just put yourself, you have sold yourself that you're never going to be anything because of who your parents were.
What's a poverty mindset, bro? Because the thing about if we don't, it's like this, bro. If we went right now and found somebody, a random person on the street, right, and gave them $1 million, bro, they'll be broke in 2 days.
If two.
Mm-hmm. It's a mentality.
They're going to be broke, and then Uncle Sam going to want his 40. And it's going to be gone.
And they don't even know now they're going to run from him because he's going to get it out of you. But my point is this, is that, bro, it's like if we can help people with the mental part, that the mindset part, and get them to understand, it's like, man, like anything that you want to be, any type of business you want to start, like, bro, we're sitting in here right now in your studio. That you got somebody that's in here right now that mic'd us up, that knew, that had the knowledge of what cameras to get, what microphones to get. He's running the boards.
Absolutely.
Like, bro, his calling is media. It's content. He knows how to shoot. Like, bro, that's a gift. And now he's monetizing it. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is, like, everybody has a gift. And I truly believe, I'm one of these crazy people, you can monetize your gifts. You can make money off just being you, just doing what you do. And bro, that's when life is fun. You know what I mean? I'll never forget, Travis, it was about a year ago. We were kind of talking about this off camera earlier. I called you because I was like, man, you know, I've been successful in the barber industry, but I can only go so far in the barber industry, right? And I called you one day. It's literally this Saturday will be a year to when I made the call to you. I called you and I said, I called you on a Saturday. I was on my way up to Springfield, Missouri. I remember like it was yesterday. I said, hey, Travis. I said, bro, I got a question. I need a favor from you. And I remember I threw it out there quick because I just know, I know you, Travis. I know when people call you, a lot of times they call you, they want something, they want some money from you. And I was just like, I'm about to call him, but I don't want him to think I want some money from him. Because I don't ever ask nobody like, yo, let me get some money. You know what I mean? I called you, I said, hey man, listen, I told you the whole story, like, man, I love the barber industry, man. I'm doing well, but But man, I just feel like, you know, I'm ready to step into what's next for me, because I think I'll always be in the barber industry to some extent. But I was just like, you know, I'm telling you all this. I'm like, man, I don't want no money. I said, bro, I don't want you to give me no fish. I said, I want you to teach me how to fish. I said, put me in a position to where I can use my gifts, use my talents, and I want to make some money. You know, I want to build something with you. And I just remember you were just like, what? Like, you know, it kind of just threw you off, because the thing at the end of the day, man, I truly believe this, bro. Because of the relationship and the history we got with each other, I know if I called you T and was like, yo, T, break me off this, I need this, and bro, I know without a shadow of a doubt you give it to me.
Yeah, it's happening.
I know you would, bro.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt about it, bro.
Absolutely.
I call you all the time. Hey, you want to sponsor my son, bro? It's not even a question if you want to sponsor my son. You always look out for him. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, bro, I want you to teach me something, because somebody that knows what you know and been through what you like, bro, there's something you can teach me to where I can take something that you taught me and then I can go and do something with it. And you was like, bro, nobody's ever called me and asked me to teach them how to fish. And he was just like, my brain is going 1,000,000 miles per hour right now. Just give me a couple weeks and I'll call you back. And I was like, bet. And obviously you talked to him before the 2 weeks, but you just like, this situation, give me 2 weeks, right? And so 2 weeks passed and dude really calls me back. You know what I'm saying? You know, most time people give me 2 weeks, you know, it's that preacher talk. Yeah, I'm praying for you, man. You ain't never say no prayer for him. It's the preacher talk is what I call it. And I didn't think he was going to preacher talk, but I was just like, man, I really hope he calls me back though. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know you're busy, bro. 2 weeks later, you called me back, literally to the day. And you was like, hey man, remember what you called me about 2 weeks ago? You talking about, hey man, like I've been thinking about what you said. I don't want no fish. I want you to teach me how to fish, right? And he's like, bro, I got this opportunity. You know, I just bought this company. We're trying to get in Northwest Arkansas. You live in Northwest Arkansas. What do you think about doing business development for me? And I was like, no brainer, sold, done. You know what I'm saying? And bro, you became a mentor to me in so many ways in these spaces that, man, I just want to inspire somebody, bro, that you may be sitting there like, man, bro, I don't even know what to do or this and that. Like, find you a mentor, find somebody that's doing something that you want to do. And call them. And again, don't call them with your hand out because you want something from them. Reach out to them, because these guys like Travis, I'll be honest with you, this dude probably gets 1,000,000 emails, calls, physical mail. People just want him to give them stuff all the time. And Travis is a giver. Don't call up here wanting something because I said he's a giver neither. But
I'm starting to learn how to say no. So I'm just figuring it out.
Yeah. So the answer going to be no. No, I'm playing. But my point is this, is that even with that, man, don't have pride. You know what I'm saying? Like put yourself in a position with somebody that it's like, yo, I have value. How can I be value to you? And then let their brain go to work. And bro, I want to say thank you, bro, because I never really got to say thank you on a public forum that you've put me in a position with my family to be able to do some dope stuff with you. And man, like, you're teaching me how to fish. And bro, like, for that, I'll be forever grateful, because it's like, man, at the end of the day, I want to be able to impact as many people as I can. And me doing what I'm doing with you has put me into some rooms and into some doors, bro, to where I've been able to bring a lot of value to people and bless them. And then in return, they've been able to bless us with jobs, with opportunities.
Absolutely.
And so, man, I just wanted to say thank you to that and just inspire the listener. It's like, bro, even if you don't know where to start, it's like, man, listen, everything that you have to start, you already have it. Now, you may not be where you want to be, but everything, that vision you have in your life that you feel like God is calling you to be, or that place God is calling you to go, he's given you have it all in your hand right now, whether you realize it. But you have to take the action, because faith without works is dead. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And I felt impression on my heart that day to call you. And bro, I didn't know the answer you was going to give me. You could have been like, bro, this is the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. You know what I mean? But you was like, whoa, like, you know, you was kind of taken back by it. And bro, thank you. And just want to inspire these folks, man. It's just like, bro, like, I promise you that what it is, that business, that opportunity, it's there for you. You got to take the action. You have to put the faith behind your words, walk it out, make that phone call, get in your car, go down to the place where the people are at, and truly, like, put yourself into position.
Absolutely. It's not coming to you.
No.
No one's going to walk in one day and just throw all this in your lap. it's not all about money, but at the same time, you know, and I get that a lot. You know, I get some people that say, "Oh, well, he just does this stuff for the money." Well, first of all this costs me money.
Everything.
All this costs me money. I'm just trying to reach people to show them what God has done for me.
Yeah.
And give them hope and inspiration that it can happen for them.
1000%.
But at the same time, if us entrepreneurs cannot make money, we can't help people.
Right.
And for whatever reason, a lot of people, we just got a lot of haters out there that don't want someone else doing anything. Right. And normally those people, if they would take the time that they focus on me and what I'm doing and put it in themselves, they would be great.
Now, Charles, let me ask you this. This is a crazy part. I heard this the other day, man. It's a really dope analogy, right? People want to help people when they see that they're helping themselves already. So the analogy that CJ gave, I was listening to this podcast the other day. Shout out to CJ Quinney and the Secret to Success podcast. I just want to get him to.
I like it.
He said this. He said, have you ever been driving down the street, right, down the interstate, and you see somebody in a broke down car, right, and they're just sitting there outside? Have you ever got out of your car and helped them? You just drove right past them. They're just sitting outside. You see that their car is broke down. They're broke down, but 99.9% of the time, you just drive past them. He said, now you just take that same person and you're driving down the interstate, and you see that person pushing his car. What do you start seeing? You start seeing people pull over and get out of their cars and help them push the car, and they help them. And the whole metaphor of the story is this, bro, is that you got to put that, if you want help, you can get it, but people want to see you already doing something and not just give me. It's like, no, I'm going to help those that's already making the action, got the vision. It's like, yo, I just need X, Y, and Z, bro. And you may have X, but he may have Y, she may have Z.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so it's just, bro, you got to take that first step yourself.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And help yourself. And then other people, you'll see how many people that God will bring you in the community that he's going to, these people and these folks that's just going to be throwing themselves at you to help you.
Absolutely. And I do get that. I get a lot of you know, people calling, reaching, wanting to volunteer.
Yeah.
And with a lot of the things we've got coming, which I don't want to speak on a lot of them.
Yeah.
We'd rather start making some moves before we start talking about a lot of the stuff that we've got going on for the community and what have you. Something else I want to touch on is I just want to think about this. You know, we wake up, people not doing anything. We're waking up every morning and we're just, you know, pity the world, pity me. And we just sit there all day. Well, let's put this into instance. Think about a crackhead when he wakes up in the morning. Does a crackhead just look and say, "Oh, nope, not going to get any crack today"?
And they go find
it. You know, I'm hit, I'm beat, not going to get any drugs today. No, they get out and they hustle and they get their fix for the day.
Right.
And what I'm trying to say is people, do not let a crackhead out hustle you.
Yeah.
Do not let a crackhead out hustle you, because that is what is happening right now.
Yeah.
I mean, and these pity parties, guys, until we take full responsibility for our actions, and I do it on a daily basis. I am not perfect. I make mistakes every single day, but I am the first to take accountability for what I have done.
Yeah.
You know, because we're going to make mistakes.
Absolutely.
The devil's coming at us every day. And even at this level, when you get on the high levels, it's still obstacles.
Oh, yeah.
You know, a lot of guys, they start running this race and they trip over that first hurdle and they fall flat on their face and they're done.
Man.
I'm still jumping hurdles every day.
Yeah.
I'm still falling on my face.
Yeah.
I've had companies that haven't worked out, that haven't made it. But they were all, I don't take losses. I learn lessons.
That's it.
So I've learned a lot of lessons.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of lessons in businesses.
Yeah.
You know, I still got 9 businesses today. I was up to 11.
Yeah.
I am trying to, I've been selling out of a few and backing up in order for me to give God more of my time for my calling.
Yeah.
Which is recovery.
Yeah.
Reentry.
Yeah.
Just like what I was saying in before, just getting into these prisons and giving these guys hope before.
Yeah.
When they're getting out on the streets and they're already out here with us and no one's talked to them, we done got beat.
Yeah.
We're already beat, man.
Because somebody else going to talk to them.
They got no motivation. Yeah, somebody going to throw them a
Somebody
sack.
going to throw them something.
Yep.
Yeah.
They have no motivation, but when you're sitting in a jail cell and you're like, I'm getting out in 3 years, I've already got a job, I've already got all these things, man. It just gives so much different motivation for them, man. They know that people care about them, because a lot of these felons, man, they feel like they're lost causes.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been in trouble 5, 6, 7 different times. You know, not 1, not 2.
Yeah.
What if God would have gave up on me,
man?
You know, just imagine that.
Yeah.
What if he would have gave up on me?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think too, man, like, you know, I feel like a lot of times, man, you know, the thing that bothers me, to be honest with you, is that we got so many churches, man, that they just go to church. They just open the doors on Sundays, and there's so much opportunity. And it's just like, man, I just wish that sometimes just like more of the churches would just be like, man, because again, those people do come with more.
Absolutely.
And they don't have nothing to give.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
It's an investment, and it's like, man, like let's love on these people, man. Because at the end of the day, if anybody wants an opportunity and another shot, it's them to be able to prove that, like, man, I'm not that person that I made. Because there's a reality. If we're all honest with ourselves, we've all made bonehead decisions or dumb things in a moment, and thank God I just didn't get caught. You know what I'm saying?
That's the difference between most of us,
bro. Like
most of us are really the same. It's just you got caught and I didn't.
That's right.
Or I got caught and you didn't.
That's right.
That's the only difference.
That's literally all it is, man. But yet I'll sit over here on my high horse and feel like I'm better than the next man because, man, he went to prison, he did that or did that. But I'm no better than him. I'm not. I'm just as filthy rags as he is.
I hear a lot. I've heard a couple people out there, they know who they are that said it. But basically just, felt like it was sorry that I did all the awful things in my life and get out, and I am where I am today.
Okay.
That's because I have a forgiving God.
Yeah.
That's how mighty my God is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you should come to God.
Yeah.
And mighty things would happen for you as well.
Yeah. Oh,
did God put me in prison? No. Did he want me to make the decisions I made? No. Did he allow them? It's really hard to say.
He allowed you to make the decision because you're not a robot. You have freedom of choice. You know what I mean? And and the reality is this, bro. With every action, there's a reaction. There's always something that comes with what we do. You know what I mean? Like, again, my mom, rest her soul, my uncles, my brothers, like, bro, they made the decisions they made and lived the lifestyles they lived in, bro, and the things that came with it. She died of an overdose. My brother was murdered. My cousin was murdered. It's just, bro, there's just certain things that come with it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, bro, like, does that make them a bad person? No, they just got caught up in some stuff that was bigger than them, and they live with the consequences of it.
And it does lead. And speaking of your brother, when he first got out a couple years ago, he came in here for a job interview, and then all that happened so fast.
So fast, bro.
And I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Man.
That's I couldn't imagine losing one of my brothers. But yeah, that's just a tough stuff. That's just a really hard subject to touch on.
But you know what's crazy though, bro? Like, even with my mom, man, and this is even my wife, like, even when I told her this one time, she was just like, wow, like, it's crazy that you were able to even train your brain. It's one of those things, bro. It's like when you live a certain life and you do certain things, I always told myself, and I wasn't speaking this or trying to speak this into existence, but 1 + 1 just equals 2. You know what I mean? No matter how I shake it. And I always prepared myself for a call. You know what I mean? Like, my brother is in the street. Like, there's just certain things that come with that, and death is one of them.
It is.
Now, hopefully it doesn't happen, but, bro, my brain, I had already had my mind trained that I would receive a call like that. And this is what you're going to do when you receive that call. Absolutely. I always had that in the back of my mind. My mom does dope. She don't smoke weed. She's not doing, light stuff. Like, she's doing hardcore stuff. I could get a call that she died from an overdose. And so if that call happens, this is the action step that you take. This is where you go. I have a scenario and how I'm going. So that way I'm never caught off guard and throw it off. Now, do I still hurt? Do I still go through the things that every human would go through? Absolutely. But for me, bro, it's just, I understand that when you live a certain life, there's certain things that come with that. And, bro, it's just my heart was prepared. It always was prepared.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that. You know what I mean? And again, I wasn't rooting for that to happen by no means.
You don't want that to happen.
No.
But that's the situation I'm in with Corey right now,
Yeah.
It really bothers me because he's such a hard worker and such a good person, and for him to continuously let this addiction kill him.
Yeah.
And I always, honestly, I hate even saying this, but I feel better when he is in prison because I feel like he's safer in there than he is out here because he's so wild.
I understand that.
But I want him out here, but I want him doing right. He's worked here 5 times.
Yeah.
And if he got out tomorrow, sorry,
It'd be
he's coming right back to work.
It'd be a 6. Yeah.
He's my brother. I'll do whatever it takes for any of my brothers to the day I die.
Yeah.
To no end.
Yeah.
for whatever cause.
But you know what that is, though, Travis? That's your heart. And that's the grace that you operate in because God operates grace with you. And
They
so,
gave me that grace.
but that's what I'm saying, though.
Yes, my family gave me that grace.
And so it no matter how many times you get frustrated with your brother or even just a random person, a friend, right? That grace upon grace upon grace. Now, you're going to be frustrated. You're going to probably have some stern talks with them that you ain't going to have the microphones cut on for it. You know what I mean? But it's just, bro, like as long as I'm living, like my brother Josh, he knew he could call me anytime. My mom, I always looked out. You know what I mean? I hated it when they'd call me just for money or, you know what I mean? I'm just like, damn, like, but at the same time, it's just, I can't say no. My uncle's locked up. I just said, I got a money order out there in my truck right now. He only calls me for money. But who else is he going to call? His mama's dead. His daddy's dead. All of his brothers, his uncle. I'm the only one alive.
And that's how I feel about with Corey.
So it's just, bro, I'm going to look out because at the end of the day, I feel like I'm being, again, I'm not throwing him millions of dollars in the penitentiary, but it's like, man, it's still a ministry. He calls me. I'm able to be a reflection of Christ to him, love on him, talk to him about the Lord, and just tell him like, hey, man, listen, just do your time, get better from it, go after God, like da-da-da. Man, of course, here's $50, man. Like, you know what I mean? Buy you something, you know, because at the end of the day, I have to, bro, if I'm not going to be the reflection of Christ, bro, I'm just talking. You know what I mean? And my actions is going to speak more than my words is. You know, and so for me, I feel like if I'm not being the hands and feet of Christ, if I can go out here and help everybody else, I can help my own family too. Even though he's gotten on my nerves 1,000 times, even though he lied to me 1,000 times, I know what he's telling me now ain't true. But I've accepted it. That's what I'm saying. I took on, man, he's lying right now. He probably owes somebody in there. He need me to pay his debt off. You know, I know that's what comes with it because again, ever since we've been kids, our family's been in and out of that.
Absolutely.
And so it's just, you know what comes with it. And it ain't because again that I'm happy to do it, but it's just I am happy to do it because at the same time, I just want to be able to show love, respect, and give him some kind of hope, bro. I mean, he's 60-something years old with a 20-year sentence. He said this is the last time. And he said, I ain't never coming back in here again. I said, well, Uncle, you're going to be 80-something when you get out. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many more times you're going to get after this time if you make it out this time.
Yeah. And you got an 85% return rate, you know, for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like my mom, you know, when losing my mom 5-6 years ago, you know, watching my mom hustle through her life, she wasn't always the greatest, but she really turned, you know, when I say the greatest, she wasn't always the greatest person out there on the streets. You know, she sold drugs. She did her thing to take care of us. But then once she stacked her money, she, you know, ended up getting the trucking company and then doing her thing with that. Went right. And she was always the one pushing me, telling me who I was. You're different. You're going to be something. You got to do it. So once I lost her, and that's really when I blew up, is when I lost her, because I felt it two different ways. I know my mom's still with me. I said, man, I can either hate the world, you know, be mad at my God because they took my mom, or I can take what my mom has taught me in all these years and make her proud because I know she's still watching over me. Yeah. So I took her death a little bit different than a lot. I had some people saying, you know, he don't care, he's not. But I do care. I care so deeply that I took control of my situation, and now I'm looking out for the best of my family, just like my mother did. My mother was a giver. Yeah. My mother helped everybody. Yeah. So I felt like it was my responsibility to step up to the plate. Yeah. And go be what she started. Yeah. You know, because my mom started that. Yeah. My mom started, you know, I hate saying that my parents are responsible for me selling drugs, but, you know, the first drugs I sold, I stole from them. Yeah. So, you know, it just gets kind of difficult there. But they weren't bad people. Yeah. They weren't thieves. They weren't, you know, crackheads. My dad was, you know, used meth, but my mom did not. You know, my mom smoked weed, sold weed. So not the most damaging thing in the world being legal today. But yeah, I mean, I've had been through a lot, you know, losing my dad 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. You know, I want to touch real quick on my father. You know, he was an addict. He was the first person I ever used methamphetamine with at the age of 13. I was hitting him, you know, and when I say hitting, for people that don't understand, I was shooting my father up at 13, 14 years old. Yeah. So it was just, you know, it was one of those situations that I look back now and I look at a 13-year-old, I'm like, man, that's pretty whack. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, bro.
You know, my daughter's 3 years away from that. Yeah. You know what I mean? But my dad would have give the shirt off his back. Yeah. Well, right before I got out, I had a phone call with my father, just told him, hey, I love you, but I know you're still using. And if you continue using, I can't have you in my life. Yeah. My father never used from that phone call. Dang. from that phone call.
That's awesome.
Which is also another strong point I want to touch on is when my brother Chris was born, my grandparents were major partiers, you know, real drunks. Well, when Chris was born, Chris was the firstborn, my grandparents wanted to keep him one weekend. My mother said no because y'all are a bunch of drunks. My child's not staying there. My grandfather never had a drink of alcohol from that phone call until he passed. From that one phone call.
That's crazy.
So it shows that I did have some strong will. I got some strong will people in my genetics.
Yeah.
You know, and it showed just how much my grandfather cared about us, just how much my dad cared about us, just how much my mom cared about us. You know, and I think that if they were here today, they would look back. They're not thankful for any of that stuff. They wish they wouldn't have did all that.
Yeah.
I know my dad died with major regrets, feeling like everything that we had been through, especially Corey, was all his fault. Well, it wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, if I wasn't hitting my dad at 12, 13 years old, I promise you I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't know what I am today.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be chasing recovery. I wouldn't be chasing second chances, fifth chances, seventh chances. It's just all part of life, man. And,
Well, they found a why, bro. You know what I mean? Like, Chris was their why to stop. You know what I mean? Your why is because you have Stella, you have Miss Lena, you have businesses, you have impact, you understanding God's will and the calling on your life.
Absolutely.
And whenever you have a why that's bigger than you, bro, you're able to make decisions that normally you probably wouldn't make because you know, okay, this is bigger than me.
1,000%. And I want to prove everybody wrong.
Yeah.
That said I was never going to be anything and never going to have anything, that I was just that piece that just, you know, I want to prove everybody wrong and show that anyone can do it, because you know how bad I was, bro. I was bad.
Yeah.
You know, I was robbing, stealing, banging. I did whatever it took on a daily basis.
Yeah.
If I can do it, there's not a soul in this world that can't do it.
And bro, all it started with you surrendering your life to God.
That's it, bro.
And giving up all your wants, your desires, all of that stuff, bro, and just saying, God, I want what you have for me, because the way I've been doing it, God, it ain't working.
It is not.
It got me right here in this place, in this penitentiary.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And what's crazy is just how easy it was for you to accept that for your life. Everybody watching this right now, it's that simple for them too.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Is.
That's the dope thing about it, bro. And God is no respecter of person. You do not have to come to him perfect. You don't have to come to him already put together. I honestly believe that God gets more excited about dealing with the people that are the most broken, that are the most not put together.
That's who he picked. Look at the apostles.
Right.
He picked all the broken ones.
All the ones that everybody,
That's who he chose. That's who he picked.
Yeah.
I feel like that there are no better people in this world than addicts that have been healed.
Yeah. Amen.
They've been through so much. They did so wrong. They know what not to do, what to do.
Yeah.
I just believe in it.
Well,
and I want to encourage anybody too. If you don't have anyone to talk to, if you don't have someone out there, you hear us talking, you're like, well, they had somebody they could call. I don't have anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Private message me.
Yeah.
Private message Mike.
Yeah.
He didn't say that, but I said it, and he's
up.
wide open.
Hit my DM.
Reach out. We can help you find a sponsor. I've got some really good places I could get you into if you're struggling right now and you need help and you're looking for a re-entry program, somewhere where you can go be around people. I've got a couple great people. Jimmy McGill with Next Step.
Yep.
Kane Riggs with 633 Ranch.
Yep.
These guys are life changers.
Man.
But you've got to be ready.
Yeah.
There are so many places, and and there's becoming a lot more. Society is starting to be more acceptive over a lot as things get worse, and I believe they're starting to understand. It's not weak to ask for help.
Nah, man.
The strongest ask for help.
Strong, man.
The strongest people ask for help.
And I say also, man, like Lee Prince at South Point Church, I say reach
Shout
out to
out
them.
Lee. I love you, bro.
Man, I'm telling you, man, like find people. Because the thing about it is we're all not strong enough or dope enough to do it all by ourselves. Nobody is, bro. Because if that was the case, God just would have made one person. And he would have lived on this earth all by himself, he or she. You know what I mean? Hell, if you think about it, God created all of us because he was alone. He wanted to have a creation. He wanted to do something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we need to be in community. We need people. We need and like you said, you have no excuse now. Travis literally just said DM us, and he gonna point you in the direction. He'll get you set up. And so some of y'all are watching this interview right now just thinking, I just came across this randomly. No, this wasn't a random thing. Like, God put you here to watch this episode for the help that you've been looking for.
Absolutely. If you've got a great testimony that you feel like could help a lot of other people, also reach out to me. I'd love to have you on.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're just trying to reach out. Really, my biggest thing with the Travis Yarbrough Show is I want to inspire people to understand and know that they can do anything that they want to do.
That's right.
Anything. We've all got a dream.
Yeah.
All of us got dreams.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm coming up with new dreams every day because I keep meeting them.
Yeah.
You know, and I just keep, I am so thankful for my God. I know all glory goes to him. I would not be here today. And I know I've said that several times, man, but I am extremely thankful.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful to my God for putting me in this position today.
Yeah.
To even be here with you.
Man, likewise.
And shout out to Braden. Braden's put in so much hard work into this. He's the guy behind the scenes. You're gonna get to meet him because I'm gonna get him on here regardless.
He's over laughing
he has worked so hard
Yeah.
on all of this. He's the best. He's the best in the business.
Absolutely.
And loves God. Loves God. Yeah, I like this.
Man, it's fire, bro.
This is fun.
And you know what? And another thing I'll say this too, man. Like, bro, like what I love about this show, Travis, is that you're doing this because this is your heart. You're not doing this because you're trying to get 1 million views so you can get $20,000 off the view. Like, bro, this costs you money.
Absolutely. And I'm
none of this stuff is donated. And I know. And listen, I'm saying that I want people to know that. I want people to know that I know that about you. That this ain't something that this is a Travis Yarbrough show because Travis is trying to elevate himself. No, this is a platform that he's wanting to bring you on, that he's wanting to inspire you so that way you can also have your success story, whatever that may look like. Success is so subjective to the individual.
Absolutely.
You know what I
do
mean?
You want? Some guys just want, they want their $40,000-$50,000 a year. They just want to sit on the couch.
Man.
And that's awesome.
And some people just want their time. They don't even care about the money.
Hey, because time is so precious.
Man.
It is so precious. And I got to battle with that.
Yeah.
I battle with, because you can't get time back. You can get money back.
No, it's over with. You can get that back.
But I still struggle with it. My biggest fear is failing, man.
Yeah.
I fear of failing my family. I fear of not being enough. There's a lot of things I fear that I struggle with.
But here's the dope thing about that, Travis. You know what that tells me? You're a human just like the rest of us are.
Man, am I.
And you know what's dope about that? Is that, and I'll tell you this, you can have all of that, but here's the reality. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world.
Absolutely.
So whenever you are being human, because everybody thinks that you're superhuman because you got money or you got status or you got this. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, man, Travis don't care about none of that.
I don't.
And I honestly know him enough to say that.
Don't. People think I do.
I know that. That's what I'm saying. That's the reason why I want to say that, because I know you. I know your heart. Money has never changed you, bro. No, you're the same dude that I knew in 7th grade in choir class, bro.
And I will continue.
You got tattoos and you bald headed now. That's about it. You got gray in your beard, like.
And I continue to be. And I'll sit here and tell you they were important. Those things were important to me.
Sure.
Cars. Growing up in a transmission shop, I always loved cars.
So of course,
when I start making money, I'm going to buy a bunch of cars. I get a lot of hate because, I got 20, 25 cars.
That's cool.
Awesome. Nice stuff. I build them. Shout out to Yarbrough Customs.
But, bro, listen to me, bro. This is what I'm telling you. There's nothing wrong with having that. Here's the reality. You're still the biggest giver that I probably know personally in my life. You know what I mean? And don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. If you was to put the number out there on it, how much money you give a year, it would blow people's minds. I know. Yeah. We've talked about it. You know what I'm saying?
Overall, in the last several years, you could put M's behind
M's. That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
and my point is this, is that, bro, you keep the main thing. And that's the reason why you're able to have the 20-some cars and all of that stuff. Because, bro, first of all, you give God his first. Your first fruits, you're giving that. You're not doing all this and keeping it and hoarding it to yourself. Like, no, bro, you're a funneling system. God blesses you, you bless back out. And so, bro, it's okay to have that many cars, Travis. I don't want. It's cool. Like, don't ever let nobody make you feel like you can't. Like,
the thing is, once I started getting them and I started getting the nice things, I did realize that there's so much more to it. But the thing is, what we got to understand is where we grew up.
Yeah.
When we grew up in the hood, when somebody rolled up in an awesome car, we were like, man, I'm able to get when I roll up in the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, you
know what I'm saying, and I'm in a brand new Z06.
Yeah,
dude, these kids are so excited. I let them crawl in it and out of it. And it's my way of getting to them.
Shout out to Butterbean.
Boys Club, bro. Love you, bro.
That's the homie right there.
Shout out to Jared Brown.
Yes, sir. Butterbean. He might gonna kill me for throwing that out
there. Been in my life forever, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
But here's the thing too. I'm gonna say this, and don't kill me for saying this on the camera. And they can edit this out if he wants to. You got 20-some cars, but I was there one day when I seen you literally buy somebody a brand new car and just gave it to them. I was right there. I seen it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just, bro. What I'm saying is, bro, like you're such a giver. You're such somebody that blesses. You think about others before you think about yourself. And I'm telling you, bro, that's the reason why God has elevated you the way he's elevated you. It's a God thing, bro. Because Travis, you're dope. Hear me. I want people to hear this.
It's God's work.
You're dope, but you ain't that dope.
No.
And I say that because I love you.
I'm not as dope as God.
You're not. You've gotten everything you've gotten, and the doors have opened because God's hand, anointing, blessings is on you, and because you trust him and you gave him back everything that he gave you, and now he's able to use you.
And think about this. God used you to make the car deal happen. Because you put me in front. I'll just go ahead and say it. I get a call from Mike, and he's like, man, I need you to meet this young man. He plays for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Shout out, Rashad. We love you, bro.
Shout out to Ben. He's at App State now. He transferred. He left us, but he's still family, though. We still love him. Hog family.
Yeah, Rashad DeBinion. Mike, was like, hey, I want you to come up here. I want to meet you. I want you to meet this guy, man. I want you to hear his story. So we meet at, I believe, the Egg and I.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep. Shout out to John.
John Lewis.
Yeah, he was with my wife.
Out, John.
Yep.
JDK Construction, if y'all's looking for concrete.
JAK.
Hey, I was close, bro.
Yeah, you was close.
But we got it fixed, so we're all good.
Yeah.
You can give me a hard time
later.
He's
going to, too.
The bad thing is I made his sign. I should know what it says.
Yeah, it's glowing. It's a beautiful sign, too.
See, we're not all perfect.
No.
So, yeah, we meet at the Egg and I, and immediately I'd known that he had a young child. And so, honestly, my whole thing that day is I felt like, hey, I'm going to go meet Mike. I'm going to go meet Rashad. We're going to run to Sam's, and we're going to get this young man, the things that he needs to take care. We start talking, and the first things I asked Rashad is what is your needs? What's your major need right now? And the man looks at me and says, diapers.
Yeah.
I need diapers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. Well, diapers is easy, so we can take care of that.
Yeah.
We're going to get you some diapers.
Yeah.
What's your other need? And he's like, man, I don't have any transportation.
Yeah, he's like, I can't get my kid
can't get to practice.
Well, he said he couldn't get his son to all of his doctor's appointments and all that type of stuff.
Having to Uber and ride the bus to practice.
Yeah.
So God put it on my heart, and we loaded up, came to Orr Chevrolet, and bought the man a brand new car. And off he rolled off.
Great. But what I'm saying is that, bro, you're a giver. I just need people to understand.
God's a giver.
Yeah.
God did that.
He did.
God did that.
He did, man. And I'm appreciative just of you, man, and how you have allowed God to, you being a blessing to other people, man. And like I said, I know you get tired of people talking. Man, let them talk, bro. Who cares? You know what I mean? Because the thing about it is, if you was out here selling dope, they'd be talking.
They would.
You know what I'm saying? That people going to talk regardless. Give them something to talk about, man. You know what? And you know what? Keep
talking. I really want them to quit talking about me, because you can talk and hate on me all you want, but I'm gonna look you right in your eyes and tell you I love you.
Yeah.
And I hope God reaches you. I don't. I'm glad I'm somebody out here that can be hated on.
Yeah.
But I encourage you to reach out to our Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
And find yourself. Yeah. If you're spending time hating on somebody, if you're even thinking about what someone else is doing, you are wasting time out of your life that you could be getting money, getting closer to God.
Yeah.
So many more things. Hate is such an evil thing, and I struggle with it too. I've got some issues.
We all do, man.
With people, but the people I've had issues with, I've had businesses that haven't worked out.
Yeah.
But I still love them.
Yeah.
Did it work out for us? No, it didn't work out for us. Were we the right fit? No, we weren't the right fit. But I'm not out here dogging nobody.
Yeah.
You know, I don't talk about it.
Yep.
I just do my thing because I still want for those individuals.
Yeah.
If they were on my team to begin with, it's because I loved them and I want for them.
Yeah.
If it didn't work between us, guess what? I still love you and I still want for you.
Yeah.
And that's just the honest truth.
Yeah. Man, so the takeaway, man, I want you to give these folks a takeaway. I want you to give them something to think about between now and the next time you drop your next episode. When people listen to this episode, when people listen to the Travis Yarbrough Show, what is it that you really want them to understand?
What I really want you to understand is when you pick up that book and you start reading, God, His words are right there. That's when your life is going to start changing. And this has only started happening for me over the last few months.
Let's go.
I've been reading so long and not understanding, but when you open up your heart to Him and you open up your heart to His word, that's when you really start to take it in and you really start to understand it. And when you start taking those aspects and you put them into your daily life, the first thing you should do when you wake up in the morning is getting that book.
Yeah.
I was not doing that. The first place I was at, guess where? Facebook, TikTok. And then how did my day go? Like trash.
It set the tone.
Because whatever you're feeding your body with first thing in the morning, that's how your day's going to go.
Yeah.
You know, and I still struggle with TikTok and Facebook just like everybody does. But, you know, I'm putting limits on them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm spending more time in my book. You know, I listen a lot because, you know, going to Sutton Kimmons Northside, they didn't teach us how to read. I'm just kidding, but so I listen a lot because I'm able to take it in a lot. But I also, a lot of times, what I'll do is if I hear something that really hits me, I'll stop it, I'll back it up, and I'll listen to it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
You know, me and Braden were doing some things together the other day, and I was really having to look and read.
Yeah.
And it was really bothering me.
Yeah.
Like I even kept telling him, like, dude, I don't like reading this. I should know it. I've read the book through. I should know it. But if you're not in the right place in your life to be able to take in that and understand that, you're just not in the right place, man. And I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
But you can get yourself where you need to be, and that's where I am. I know God has a meaning for my life. All of this is happening because of Him.
Yes.
This show has happened because of Him.
Yep.
I'm not looking for publicity. It's not what I want.
Yeah.
I'm not running around here going and talking at every situation, every show. I don't mingle like that. I don't do that stuff. You know, this was my way of reaching out and touching people without having to put myself out there, you know, around so many. I battle with anxiety, you know, so it's difficult for me. I can be just fine. I can walk in, and if there's too many people, man, I've got PTSD and I start freaking out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this was a better scene for me, small, one-on-one.
Yeah.
Today was super important for me, bro.
Yeah.
Just being all honest with you, because you know me better than anybody. You truly know where my heart is at, and there's no one else I would have rather did my first
Man, I'm
show
grateful,
with
bro.
than you.
Like,
I say
love
podcast, but it's really I want it to be different. I do want it to be more of a show. This is our show of how we are going to show you what God has done in our lives, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think this show is going to be amazing just because of that, the heart that you have behind it. You know what I mean? Again, it's not to bring publicity. It's not to put the light on you. Is that actually you're using your name, your image, your likeness, your platform to bring other people on.
Absolutely.
And to share it with them. You know what I mean? And I think that's incredible, and I think it's going to be amazing. And, man, I just can't wait to see what God does with it. To be honest with you, because again, I think it's going to bless a lot of people, bro.
Me too.
And I think you're going to get a lot of people's stories, a lot of people here on your show that's going to have incredible stories, that's going to inspire so many people. There's so many people that me and you are not called personally to reach, but God will use you to bring people on your platform, and their story is going to reach somebody.
Absolutely.
And that's going to be the beautiful
it's just
part
gotta
of
be
it.
one.
Just one, bro.
It's just got to be one. And since you put me on the spot,
okay,
what do you want? What do you want to leave today? What do you want?
Man, that with God, anything is possible. You know what I mean? Regardless of what you were brought up as, regardless of what your home life was, regardless of what your last name is, regardless of who your parents were, man, you having a unique calling on your life, you having a unique ability that only you can do. You know what I mean? Like there is not another carbon copy of you. Like you are one of one. And, man, if you just submit your life to God and you allow Him to do what He's called you to do and what He put you on this earth to do, I promise you, man, like, your dreams are not even, like, it's minute to what God's going to open up so many more doors for you. And God told me a long time ago, man, I didn't get saved in a church. I went to church, but I didn't get saved. I got saved literally on North 9th Street in my bedroom. And God spoke to me in a loud voice, bro. And it's so crazy. Every time I tell this story, people think that I'm nuts, but I said it was so loud that if you was in the room, I felt like you would have heard it. That's how loud it was. And God told me this, and I'll leave you with this. He said, Mike, if you get in my will and do what I've called you to do, he said, I'm going to take you places you never thought you would go. He said, I'm going to let you do things you never thought you would do. You know, he said, I'll let you see things you never thought you would see.
Amen.
And, bro, like, God has done it.
Amen, bro.
And he's kept his hand on me. So,
I love you.
And
bro.
I always get choked up when I say that, bro. But
I love it.
It's one of those things, bro, to where, like, if you truly let God do what he wants to do in your life, man, like, anything is possible, man. You know what I mean? And so I just want to encourage everybody with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys, I really appreciate you, all the ones that's watched all the way through. I know it takes time out of your day, and it's very difficult. We had this conversation before. You know, I try to keep it shorter because it's difficult for me to watch, you know, a 2-hour podcast. But we really appreciate the time that you've given us. And if you love the content, just encourage us to continue doing it. Pray for us.
Yeah.
And I would ask, Mike, if you don't mind leaving us in prayer.
Yeah, man. For sure.
And we'll close this out, man.
Cool. Lord, thank you for this beautiful day, God. Thank you for this opportunity to be on Travis Yarbrough Show, Lord. I thank you for Travis. I thank you, God, just for just the anointing on his life, the calling that you have on his life. God, I thank you for the doors. I thank you, God, that you've kept your hand on his life, Father. And I just pray, God, that you would use just this whole show, Father, not even just this episode, God, but just this whole show, Father, every episode to inspire, to transform people's lives. And, God, that when people tune off the show, Father, that they leave better than they did, Father, when they tuned in. And so, God, I just pray nothing but blessings on this, God, over all the machinery, the lights, the cameras, God, this building. And God, just I just pray, Father, that this thing gets out to the masses, God, not to run up numbers for us, Father, but to run up numbers for you. And Lord, we just thank you for that. And then that is done in the name of Jesus, Father. Amen.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
Well, love you, bro.
Love you too, man. I appreciate you, bro. Yes, sir. Thank you.
And thank you all out there. And we'll be back at you soon. Have a great day, everybody. God bless you.